Hey, what's happening everyone? SirJames coming at you guys with another video, and today I'm here to give you guys a product review courtesy of PDP. The item in question is their brand new gaming headphones known as the Level 50s. They were nice enough to send me a pair for both the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One between a wired and wireless headset, so let's go ahead and get things started. Alright, so let's go ahead and talk about the price point first. If you are wanting the cheapest option, that would be the wired one here for the retail price tag of $50. However, if you prefer to go wireless and of course have an extra feature, then of course you have these ones here for $80. Now there's only three main differences between the wireless and wired one is of course the price range. Second is the fact that for one of the headsets, in this case wireless, you have to charge them, while the wired ones you do not. And of course last but not least is the extra feature where the wireless version does have bass impact while the wired version does not. So again, it's as easy as that. Now to make things a lot simpler, because the headsets in general, no matter what version of them they are and what platform, they're all exactly the same. The microphone quality, the audio comfort, and build quality is exactly the same for each and every one, so it doesn't make any sense for me to go over each and every one of these one by one. So first off, let's go ahead and talk about build quality. Typically when you pick up a headset, you can tell if it feels cheap or if it feels really good, and these ones actually feel really good. And of course you got to do the initial bin test to see if it's actually built to last or if it's built cheaply. I'm happy to report that these are actually built very good. I could do this all day without any issues whatsoever, and of course while I'm doing this I don't hear any creaking or crackings whatsoever because they got like this kind of rubberized type finish going on, so it does help with the bending issue, so you don't have to worry about these snapping easily. The other thing I also want to mention as far as like the headsets, like how they feel in general, is that they have a nice matte finish all the way around, with of course a little bit of gloss to give it that extra touch, and I like how they did with that, because for me personally I prefer a matte finish product over a glossy product, and again I don't mind gloss as long as it's done right, and I feel like they definitely did it justice here. Now of course there's going to be a little bit of a color difference between the PlayStation and Xbox version. The only color difference is that where it's blue here for PlayStation, those areas will be green for the Xbox version, which of course I have here. So as simple as that. Next up is of course I want to go ahead and talk about how comfortable they are. Typically when it comes to a headset, a lot of people look into the comfort range, and I've used several different headsets, and I've had headsets where they felt really uncomfortable after long hours of gaming, and other headsets where my head or my ears feel like they're on fire, because as you guys know, I have larger ears, so compared to the average person, I tend to get a little bit more discomfort more than others. But I'm happy to report that for these headsets here, even after long hours of gaming sessions, I felt no discomfort whatsoever. And my favorite part too is after taking them off after long hours of session, is that I don't have like any pain whatsoever, which is great. So they are quite comfortable from start to finish. The other thing I also want to make note is of course the microphone. Now everyone was able to hear me perfectly clear between both the wired and wireless version, no matter which platform I was on, perfectly fine. So I was really pleased with that. The other thing I will mention is of course how exactly do you mute your microphone? Because if you look on the wired version here, you don't have a toggle switch or anything like that. And obviously for the wireless one here, you know, do you have to press a button? How exactly does that work? And here, you don't actually press any button whatsoever. The only thing that you have to do in order to either mute your microphone or enable the microphone is just by moving your microphone. And it's simple as this. So right now the microphone is active, so therefore I'm able to talk with anyone in general. However, if I simply flip it up, the microphone is now muted. So again, microphone is active, microphone is muted. It's as simple as that. I know it's you know, the fact that you don't have to press a button or a toggle switch may not that be a big of a deal, but it's a simple feature that I personally like. And you do get a nice clear indication when these are powered on, of course, depending on which one you have, is that there will be a beep sound. So when you flip them down, you'll get a beep. You flip them up, you'll get a beep. Easy as that. And of course, let's not forget is of course the audio quality. These are a stereo gaming headset, not a surround sound gaming headset. And for the stereo, they actually sound really, really good. Like I said, for me personally, I like the wireless ones more because of the extra bass impact. I like having a bit of bass with my audio, so these sound really good. However, one of the things that I personally wish that the wired version would have is that bass impact, but because these don't have that, I kind of feel like it's missing something a bit extra. But again, you know, one's a little bit cheaper over the other because again, you got your different features, and they want to ensure that consumers have options that are going to be best suited for their needs. So overall, do I recommend the level 50 headsets? Yeah. Which one do I like more? Obviously, I like the wireless ones more over the wired versions, but again, it mainly comes down to personal preference. So in the end, I'm actually going to be giving these products a full 5 out of 5. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment section down below. These will be launching on February 18th, and you should be able to get them, I think, in most locations. But until then, I am SirJames from GamerFusion.com, where we empower your gaming.